Hey YouTube, back again with another DIY. Today we're going to be blowing out the sprinkler system with nothing but a couple attachments and a little compressor. That's a 50-gallon compressor, but it's nothing fancy. It's an easy way to save 50 bucks, so why not? Why not do it yourself? It's just an average sprinkler system. I actually installed it about going on 15 years ago, I think now. It's a pretty easy project, and without further ado, let's get right to it. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is turn off the main water supply going out to the sprinkler system. So on mine, that is a simple twist, and now that's off. Now we can head out to your sprinkler system control box, which is obviously going to be in a different location for everybody. Mine is in my garage, so I will see you out there. Okay, before we go to the control box, I just wanted to show you my setup. It is definitely nothing fancy. This thing I picked up for like 50 bucks like 5 years ago. I've been dying to get an upgrade, but hey, it does the job. Here's my compressor line, and then this is a little thing that I kind of rigged up. You're probably going to have to rig something similar. This is my blowout valve, and as you can see, it's a regular male threaded hose connector. And on this piece that I kind of pieced together from Lowe's or Home Depot or something, I don't know what all these pieces are, but it's basically taking a quick connect to my air compressor hose to a regular female hose connector. So we're just gonna screw this on as tight as you can get. By hand should be fine, unless it starts spraying water everywhere, and then you might want to tighten it down. And then we're gonna connect this hose. There it is. Before we turn this on and open this valve, we're gonna go to our control box. All right guys, so here we are in my control box, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna rotate that to either single or all, doesn't matter. It's on zone 1. Now, here's something interesting. I have a run bypass sensor. That's a rain sensor. I actually have a rain sensor installed. Since it rained today, that's not going to come on if I just turn this to run. So keep that in mind. If you turn that to run and nothing happens, and you have a rain sensor, that's probably why. So we switched it to run bypass sensor. Now we're going to go back and open up that relief valve and watch what happens. All right guys, here we go. I'm gonna turn it on. Before I do, I should say I've already charged my compressor. It's full of air, so here we go. As you can see, it's working. It's getting me wet. We're just gonna let that go until there's no more water pouring out, and then we're gonna turn off our zone 1. And we're gonna let our air compressor charge back up. That's the one kind of stinky thing about doing it with a small air compressor. It takes forever. As you can see, we're starting to get air coming out of that one. These lines here are lower in elevation, so they're still pouring out water. But this just takes forever. Once they start pouring out air, in 10 seconds or so, your compressor is gonna be out of air depending on how big the tank is. And then you're gonna have to turn it off, charge up your compressor, turn on the next zone, and just do that over and over and over until you've done all of your zones. I have 6, so you know this usually takes me a good hour just to go through all the lines. So now you can kind of see and hear it's just kind of bubbling. So it's not really pouring out water anymore, just air, which is good. That's the goal here, is to purge all the water out until only air is coming out, and then go to the next line and the next line. So I'm going to do that 6 times, and then we'll be done. All right, so I'm switching this to system off, and then we're just going to wait for my air compressor to charge back up. While we're waiting for that to charge up, you might want to come back to this connection here and just make sure that it's airtight. It takes so long to charge up your air compressor. You don't want to be wasting air in any kind of bad joints or connections. I don't feel any, I don't hear any, so we're good to go. Okay, it finally turned off after like 10 minutes, and we're gonna go and blow out zone 2 now. Okay, so we're gonna go We'll go single station, next, zone 2, and then run it to run bypass sensor. If you can hear that hissing, and it's doing its thing. See how quickly the air compressor kicked on. Okay, now we're gonna go and switch zone 2 off. Okay, I just want to take a moment to interject something real quick, guys. You know, this system isn't perfect. It's not the best way to do it. Obviously, the best way is to buy those huge compressors that cost thousands and thousands of dollars that these pros use, and that's going to get all of the water out. This process isn't going to get 100% of the water out. So if you're concerned with getting all of the water out, you know, you probably shouldn't do this method. But like I said, I've done this 15 years now, and I've never had any lines break. I've never had any heads break. So what we're doing is we're getting rid of the majority of the water, and then the little bit that collects at the bottom, it's going to collect at the lowest point in the line, and it's going to freeze, but it's got plenty of room to expand, and it's not really going to harm anything. The danger is, in my opinion, the danger is when, you know, your line is completely full of water and then it freezes. The water has nowhere to go. Obviously something's going to break. So that's why this process works. It just takes a little bit longer, and if you have patience and a little air compressor, then you can do this job, save some money. So all right, let's get back to it, guys. I think we're on zone 3 now. Here we go. Can you whistle? All right, finally that thing turned off, and we're ready to go to the next zone. Single station, zone 3, run bypass sensor. This is in the backyard. Sorry guys, next time I'll try to do this in the daytime. And we just kind of let it go. It's a good sign. You feel the air?
Yeah. This is the pump right here.
Yep.
Let it go. It went under there.
Yep, air. That's what we want. Okay, we're on to zone 4. Single station. Zone 4. Run bypass sensor. Ooh, look at that view. Last station, station 5. I have 6 zones, but my 6th one is just a soaker line. So, all right. Now, since my zone 6 is just a soaker line, that's low pressure. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run that now, even though my compressor's not charged up, because it doesn't need a whole lot of pressure to get the water out of there. All right, guys, the last thing we're gonna do is drain the little bit of water that is still in this line from here going out to my sprinkler system. And you do that by taking a bucket, just hanging it somehow here. Open that up like that. Okay, so finishing up, we're just gonna close this. We're gonna undo this, which is again tied to my air compressor, so air is gonna come flying out of here. That's okay. All right, well that's it, guys. That's all there is to it. Hopefully it wasn't too difficult. I think it's an easy way to save 50 bucks, if you ask me. That's why I've done it 15 years in a row or so now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all of the above, and we'll see you guys back on the next Extreme DIY. Thanks, guys. Back again with another do-up. Today we're going to be blowing out my sprinkling system. This is an easy project. Oh, still waiting.